What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You are listening to the Daps and Pound Show, Season 3, Episode 4. This week, we got some good stuff for you. Malcolm, what are we going to be talking about, baby?
We talk about Father of Four, the third and last member of the Migos to drop an album. Offset, the album is finally here, Father of Four. We also discuss all the new music that came out, all of the loosie goosies that came out. You know, those are the singles that dropped. We talk a little wrestling. We talk a little life and a little love. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Daps and Pound Show. It starts now.
Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, yeah. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. The Daps and Pound Show. This is the Daps and Pound Show. You know.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Dobie, one time, hit him with the round of applause.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Guys,
we have a entourage here today.
Here.
It's
Thank you
amazing.
so much to the audience. Thank you so much. This is a nice dress, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, she looks lovely. Guys, we have done it. My name is Malky. To my left, we have
Dobie,
represent two mics
two friends,
and one show,
The Daps and Pound Show.
Here live. We are here live. We want to bring joy to your week. We want to bring new music to your week, and we do that every single time.
Yeah.
We hope that you love us as much as we love you. And to show that love, Dobie, tell them where they can hit us up online.
You guys can hit us up on Daps_Pounds, Twitter and Instagram. You guys can be listening to this on iTunes, Spotify. You can also listen to it on Google Play, Stitcher. You can also go to YouTube where you can find the audio there as well, or you can go to our website, www.dapsandpoundsent.com, to download it directly from the link there.
Yes.
So don't feel shy. Hit us up. Let us know what's up. Let us know how you're feeling about new albums. Let us know if you want us to talk about anything. We appreciate all the feedback.
That is right. I'm tempted to start saying, like, we're available everywhere podcasts are found. Like, obviously, there's places that we aren't at, but we hit all the major
ones,
spots.
yeah. SoundCloud. We're not on SoundCloud mainly because there's a paywall.
Yeah, that's true.
That we would have to pay for, which we're
not paying
there
for SoundCloud.
Yeah, we're not. We're just not there. Other than that, yeah, we got the big boys.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I mean, it'd be cool if we could get it on Tidal somehow. Yeah. Just to say we're also on Tidal, all major streaming services, pretty much. Mm-hmm. We could say it that way. That'd be nice to say. But
yes, and we're going to continue to find new ways to bring you guys the podcast and bring you guys high quality. We thank you guys so much for listening each and every week. Like Dobie said, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Guys, each and every week, we want to bring you the new, and we get to that new right after we do something called Good, Bad. It's just your opportunity to get to know your co-host a little bit more. So Good, Bad. What happened in your week, Dobie?
Not a lot. It felt just like a lot of work. I feel like nothing eventful really happened. I mean, my brother, it was his birthday.
Yeah, shout out to Squid Vicious.
Nothing crazy. We did go to, we surprised him going to a ramen shop down in the Bradley campus area. So got some ramen on Sunday night. Other than that, no, just busy. I just felt very busy overall. Nothing crazy happened. Yeah, and then today, just I didn't take a break, and I was there from 9 to 8. So
yeah, the grind doesn't stop. Yeah. I feel like that's where we are right now. Like we're in like those like grind out months until like spring, and like you get to see some sun, and you're happy, and like then you get to look forward to summer. I feel like these months right here are the grinding months where none of the holidays really matter until like Mother's Day, and it's just rough. It's just a rough stuff time.
I guess. I mean, it's different for you. You guys, your vacation's way different than mine, so it's like, I don't have too much to look forward to.
Just the sun, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready for warmth, that's for sure. Let's see here. I do. We watched Umbrella Academy, finished that.
I finished it too. Yeah.
Really enjoyed that series a lot. I felt like the characters were very diverse. I didn't think the characters were boring. The only one I just don't like, isn't her name Emma Page?
Ellen
Page.
Ellen
I just
Page.
don't.
I like her. I have a connection to her because I was a big fan of Juno. So
Okay.
I have it on DVD.
And she hasn't aged since then.
Hasn't really aged since then. She looks the exact same. She's pretty much Juno in every character she plays, to be
Right.
honest with you. I was a huge, because of Superbad. I saw that movie because of Michael Cera, because
Right.
he was in Superbad, and all of those movies happened at the same time. And then I watched it and ended up loving Ellen Page because
Right.
of Juno, and her character was funny.
Did you like her performance in this?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I have the things that I do like about the show and don't like about the show, but I think overall it was pretty good, and I think that she was good too. So, yeah, she didn't really bother me. Some things bothered me about the connection of her and the dude. There was holes, but
Well, yeah, like how I don't care. Spoiler alert if you guys haven't watched it. So skip ahead just a little bit. I feel like there was just signs I understand the lone wanting to be with somebody and wanting that affection, blah blah blah. But then there'd be times where the dude was looking weird, or he started snapping on her, and she's just oh, this is normal.
well, it's the connection of them them falling in love was an episode. I
Yeah.
feel like an episode went by and she's just trusting this
Yeah.
guy. It was just
Which to me shows though that she might have had zero connection or no boyfriend before, and then
I don't think she had any boyfriends.
right.
Yeah.
So then it's that I do everything for you all of a sudden without really thinking about anything.
It was, yeah,
That's the only way you can explain
I
it.
needed them to spend more time on screen together with them for it to build a little bit more for that. There's a bunch of stuff, but I think there's holes in everything. Overall, I thought it was pretty good though. Thought it was interesting show. I'm just a fan of original ideas. Anytime that something's not a sequel or a reboot, I'm a fan of that original idea and that thought.
Well, don't you think Klaus is the most interesting character by far?
He is. I like Diego a lot.
You would. You're a Nightwing Robin guy.
Yeah, I like Diego a lot. Kraus he's cool. I like his story. I guess they fit a bunch of different things in. I would have liked to see a 16 episode season.
Yeah.
I like long.
I think they did
House
this
of
because they
Cards,
didn't.
drawn out
But I
stuff.
don't. I'm okay with that too. But I don't think they knew how this was going to be.
Yeah,
I think the next season will be a lot longer.
I hope so, because with
You remember
with-
it's a pilot. You can't go
No.
too far in. And that production value was
I
top notch.
thought production value was good, but I felt like there were times that they put a lot in an episode, and I was like, man, if you draw this out a little longer, then that connection to me and that audience would have been a little bit more crisp. There was a lot that you could do with his story. I think a lot that you can do with him. He has a big story that he can go into.
Well, they all did.
Yeah.
There's only I mean,
They didn't really go into the rumor girl a lot though.
yeah.
I felt like they
That's
left.
why I said they didn't go. It was
some
very
holes.
surface level on the stuff, but I feel like it was enough to make you kind of value the characters as a whole and their interactions with each other.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it was a pretty good series. For me, there was a lot that I found value in on that show though. It's definitely a good show. I'll watch season 2. I still like the Marvel shows more, except for Jessica Jones. I hated that show. I thought it was better than Jessica Jones. Thought it was probably better than Luke Cage. I didn't think it's touching Punisher or Daredevil though. Those shows are just written so well, and they have a lot of the long, drawn out stuff I'm talking about.
I'm not watching either
in those
one of them
first
anymore.
in those first scenes.
Didn't watch season 3 of Daredevil.
Season 3 of Daredevil is just cinematically
Don't want to.
so good.
Didn't watch The Punisher. Don't want to anymore. What's the point? You cancel it. It's no resolution.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
whatever.
the show's ending. For Punisher, you could watch that and just look at it like a long movie. It doesn't end on this big cliffhanger.
Right.
Daredevil season 3, a little bit more of a cliffhanger to where I understand you not wanting to get into it. Same with Iron Fist, but Punisher, you could watch it and just say this is like
Never
a
watched
really
Iron
long
Fist.
movie.
Everybody
Iron
was
Fist
just like it's mediocre, so I was like,
the
no.
first season is okay. The second season lost me a little bit. But Daredevil and Punisher are the two Marvel series that I think were better than this. And just from a writing perspective, the stories you could get more invested to, for me anyway. But this show is good, though. I liked it.
I still think in the last 5 years, my personal favorite show that's come out is Stranger Things still. Overall.
Stranger Things is good. Mine's probably... that's a really hard question, actually.
Yeah, 5 years. This Is Us for you, probably. Right?
Either This Is Us or House of Cards. Love House of Cards. Yeah, I would say either This Is Us, House of Cards. Honestly, probably Daredevil is in there too. Those three are hard.
They go hard. Let us know on Daps_pounds. What is your favorite show that's come out in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
My week was good. Bad, I think, is the teasing. The teasing with the weather. A couple days ago, it was nice. And
when we say nice, we mean 50 degrees.
We mean 50 degrees, yeah. It was nice. And I'm good at like 60. At 60 degrees, I can live, I can operate. I'm good. At 50, after you've had the cold that we've had and the wind that we've had, it feels really good. And then we go back to like this blistering wind and this crazy cold, and I just don't like being teased. Either totally just make me an Eskimo or heat me on up.
Heat me on up.
Don't play with me, please. Good. So my dad actually went into a record store. This is a wild thing if you knew my dad. He went to a record store. He gave me a gift. I'm so freaking happy right now. He found me a Michael McDonald like 1980 something vinyl. Michael McDonald was this dude who used to be in Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers. Long story. But I used to play my mom's record that I broke when I was a little kid all the time on repeat. So freaking good. And he found it for me for my collection.
That's tight.
I'm really happy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you could tell you played it a lot because you remember.
Bro, I used to play that thing all the time.
Yeah.
It was so freaking good.
Wow, I sounded like Will Smith there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hot.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Good, Bad. And now we're going to move on. All right. And what are we moving on to? We're moving on to new music. Give them some air horns right quick, Dobie. Let them know what's going on. We are here for the new music. Kind of a scattered week this week, I would say. More than last week to discuss, but definitely not those huge releases. It seems like we've cooled off a little bit on those huge releases. Gives us time to digest the music a little bit more, so I'm not angry at that. We got to start off with the only member left to not drop a solo album of the Migos. He finally drops after a few different pushbacks. Father of Four. We are talking about Offset, one of three Migos. All right.
Worst cover art goes to
cover arts. Okay, I have a theory that they will probably never fess up to. I think that the cover art, the title of the album were all done, like were all just thought of within like 2 weeks. Like the last 2 weeks.
Bad.
I don't think that this project was like made with this in mind. I think they listened to the material and were like,
recent.
Let's throw this together.
I mean, it's been at least 2 months due to some of the topics that he discusses.
Well, I mean, I think they listened to the music. I don't think they had a title. I think they listened to the music and were like, okay, we're gonna do this. And then the Photoshop on the album cover is rough.
It's so bad.
It's not very good. Shout out to the kids.
So bad.
So this is...
Somebody said, how are you going to call yourself father of four and you can't even get your 4 kids in one picture?
Yeah. Scheduling conflicts. They were probably booked. They were probably booked for something. At least Culture. The other kids aren't really popular. But 16 songs, full-length project, first time. Overall, I think that this album was not what the streets were expecting, not what I think people were expecting club/street Offset. And he gave you introspective, I want to go deep with you Offset. I think that is why there's a lack of like hard hitting stuff on here. I think Southside made the whole album, produced the whole album. Southside, maybe one other person.
Metro Boomin had a couple tracks actually.
Yeah, Metro, Southside, the usual suspects. There's songs that I definitely liked on here. One thing I'll say, I'll turn it over to you. I never know how much I love CeeLo. I never know how much I need CeeLo. I never know how much I want CeeLo on a song until I hear CeeLo and I go, why isn't he on more songs?
Yeah.
There's something like majestic about his voice.
Yeah. It's because it's at a tone not many men have.
Yeah.
He's got a tone, yeah.
I never know that I want it. I never ask for it. I'm never like, you know who'd be good? CeeLo. Never. I've never said that in my entire life. But then I hear it and I go, hey, CeeLo got it, man.
Hey, man, CeeLo ain't no bad, bro.
Yeah, CeeLo got it, man. Thoughts, Dobie, what do you got?
Thoughts for me were that this Offset album was the most mature out of the three albums. I felt like it had the most thought out of the albums. And if you were to take a look at the Migos, maybe at the beginning of the first Culture album, you never would have guessed that'd be the case.
Right.
So I feel like that a lot of has changed in his life. But he is at that age. I think he's like 26. I mean, that's the age where usually you feel like you start, trying to figure out life more so, I guess.
Speak for yourself.
You are. Shut up. You are. Don't give me that. And then never mind. But I felt like the features were very well done.
Yeah.
I feel like J. Cole had a good feature. I like him being on tracks like this. I felt like the beat to Wild Wild West was crazy.
Yeah, that beat's nuts.
Clout was just okay to me. I felt like it was kind of weak.
Yep.
For me personally, out of all the songs.
I kind of felt like Cardi should have been on Don't Lose Me, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like they should have played more into the subject matter.
That was a good song.
Yeah,
actually.
I like that song.
That was a good song.
I actually really like Don't Lose Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Gucci Mane sounds great on any Atlanta record. It's just he's just that guy now.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how Takeoff didn't get a song, but Quavo did. It's just weird to me. Red Room still just sounds okay. It was the first single leading off of this. It still is just like whatever. Which it's a very weird single listening to this entire album. I don't know why that was the song they decided to try to amp it up. I feel like it should have been 21 Savage right away, in my opinion, if you're trying to get people, amped up for the album. But yeah, I just was more surprised at just the subject matter. The beats are good. Somebody asked me how I like the album. I said I'd give it a solid B. It didn't super excite me, and it definitely didn't disappoint me. If it ever comes on in shuffle, I'm not mad. I'll probably give it one more listen through. It didn't feel long, but it is longer than what I think most people like their albums now. I think Gigs was definitely felt longer than this when listening to everything. So, yeah, I mean, props to him. I think it's the best out of the Migos.
I do too.
So that's in itself is a statement. And anytime you see an artist, though, who is known for just street, get open like this, I have to give you a little bit of credit because in the grand scheme of things, that shows growth, that just shows honesty. And that means to me, you take your craft a little bit more seriously because you're also using music to vent. You're using it as your platform to speak what's going on in your life in a certain way. But instead of, somebody like Lil Pump. So...
Yeah, I agree. I give him a lot of credit for going left when everyone thought he was going to go right. I think it would have been super easy for him to come out with like a really hard street tape. I think he could kill that. And so the fact that he was willing to go emotional and introspective on this, gotta love it. Gotta have kudos for that. So shout out to Offset. I give it like a probably anywhere between a B minus, something like that too. I thought it was decent. I do think it's the best out of the three. Really makes you want to go back to Quavo and listen to it, for me anyway, just because Quavo was really redundant. Like a lot of those songs sounded a lot. Moving on to, I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite project that dropped. It is an EP. It's called While We Wait. Actually, it's a mixtape. She's calling it a mixtape. But While We Wait by Kehlani. It's 9 songs. Which if she wanted to call it an album, she could, because there's people putting 9 songs in an album now. I really like this project. If you liked You Should Be Here, the old mixtape from her, and her last couple of albums, then I think you'll like this. Like if you're a Kehlani fan already, I think you won't be disappointed.
If you're a fan of women's R&B, you won't be disappointed in this.
Yeah. Bringing back Music Soul Child, who made like 2 of like my favorite R&B songs of all time, Don't Change and Love. Crazy.
Dude, that's a really crazy written song. Well written song. They
in the
sing,
mud in the
right. They sing about stuff and you read it on paper and you're like, this is gonna sound weird. And then they sing it and you're like,
RPG.
You right, Kehlani. You can't grab water. It's hard.
RPG with Black too. They're saying some stuff in that song.
I knew this album was gonna slap when she did the Omarion reference in the first song. When she went into the Omarion, I was like, what?
Yeah. Fat shouts to Kehlani. I really like this project. I still feel, and the lead single off this was Nights Like This with Ty Dolla $ign. That song gets stuck in my head so much.
Really?
That song should be huge. Some nights like this, baby. Bro.
She has hit. Remember there was that one, I forget what it was from her last album. I was like, this could, if it had push, it would be a top 10.
Yeah.
No, Butterfly was my least favorite song. And
Me too.
Mainly just because it was it felt very experimental within the track listing, but it was still good. She has times where she raps, she just takes it places, and it just felt very intentional about this whole project.
I agree with you. And there was one song that she rapped where I thought I was listening to Left Eye from TLC. Bro, it was weird.
Was it Nunya?
I think so. It was weird listening to it. I was like, what is happening? She's like, I want. I'm
Yeah.
Whoa, this is Left Eye right now. Left Eye vibes for sure. Dom Kennedy,
weird flex, but okay.
I think I'm done with Dom. I've given him a lot of chances.
I've been done with Dom.
Oh, I haven't been. I've been trying.
As good as that party song.
The party song's hard.
The party song, to me,
really
that song still slaps.
I hate it when like the song is like, dun, 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 like R&B hip hop, and then someone comes, yeah, hana, 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 and I'm just like, fam, can you lower your voice? Like, it's just kind of crazy.
I feel like artists that I thought when I heard this, I was thinking people like. Honestly, Fabulous.
Fab would have killed it. Fab is like the R&B hip hop collab guy.
To me, let's be honest, this was the budget feature.
Yes, that's the homie discount.
So who's the budget feature that would snap? It's not Dom. I'm thinking of somebody like Fab.
Yeah.
Honestly, as weird as this may sound, The Dream could have smashed it. People sleep on The Dream's features.
The Dream is different.
Yeah.
The Dream is different.
So Dream would have been crazy on a track like that.
Tiller, I thought could do something maybe.
Ooh, no, Tiller would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Party
would have been nuts.
A party feature would have been.
I've been reading a lot of blogs that he's going to be responsible for like 70% of Rihanna's album. Writing. You won't hear his voice.
That's probably why he's been so quiet.
I don't know. I'm so excited for the Rihanna album, by the way.
I'm so hyped too.
But yeah, man.
I'm listening to Anti tomorrow.
Anti's still really good.
Anti's so good.
there's a lot of variety. Love on the Brain sounds nothing like the ding, 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 ding,
Oh yeah, dude, that
ding.
beat is so crazy.
Yeah. Kehlani, While We Wait, go get it. It's everywhere right now. And props to her. She's having a kid. Hopefully everything happens with that soon and good. Yeah, shout out to Kehlani. While We Wait. Moving on, we're going to Gunna. I just laugh when I see the picture. Gunna, Drip or Drown 2. I will say that, and you probably saw this too, where he had his album release party. He had his album release party in an aquarium. I thought that was hard. I'm not going to lie. So the cover art, for those that don't know, for Gunna, Drip or Drown 2, is him underwater. He had his album release party in a freaking aquarium. That's just drip. That's just drippy. Yeah. Like, I think that's just sick.
That's his inner child coming to life.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yo, I ain't never had a birthday at the aquarium. Now I got racks.
Yeah.
We're gonna do album party in an aquarium.
16 songs, full-length project, Drip or Down 2. What are your thoughts, Dobie?
I didn't get to finish it.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. I like Gunna.
I do too. In the great debate of Gunna or Lil Baby, I'm picking Lil Baby. I think that Lil Baby just has a little bit more to offer for what I like to listen to. Gunna is good though. I'm not giving up on Gunna yet. Three-Headed Snake was my favorite song featuring Thugger. It's amazing how much Young Thug has grown on me in the last couple years. You remember I used to hate.
Yeah, it was in your top songs of last year. I was like, featuring Jaden Smith. What?
Sin. Oh, still listen to it. So good.
So crazy.
Sin. They got it again. Yeah. So good. Richard Millie Plane. I like that song because it's about watches. The Three-Headed Snake is my favorite song.
I don't know why that was funny. It's my watches.
Gunna, Drip or Drown 2.
Drip or Drown, baby.
Go get it. Gary Clark Jr., This Land. I liked it. It's more of a political rock album for him, but I did like it. I'm just a big fan of Gary Clark. Higher Brothers, 5 stars. Did you listen to this?
Like 3 songs, and then guys, I apologize. I want to be able to listen to this and give as much feedback as possible, but when I say I was busy this week at work, because that's usually when I can listen and just sit down because I have to like go through stuff. I was busy. I want to listen to this project though because they have good choruses, they have good ideas. They've been on some tracks that we really have liked actually.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to continue to be more and more known. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts on it.
So for those that don't know, Higher Brothers are a part of the 88 Rising Collective, which is the coolest thing in the world to me. Like, this is going to sound wild, but what they're doing reminds me of like Motown, like how they're cultivating artists, having a plan for each separate, like TDE's doing that too. Like,
well, I was going to say, do you feel like it's like what Odd Future was trying to do, but they are doing it in more successful community manner?
The Wu-Tang Clan, TDE, Odd Future, like when you have these collectives come together and a bunch of like little cliques, little artists in that collective, there's no like one huge star. Sometimes there is, but
that's
then
what I was gonna say.
You just like,
you feel like it's very even, which is how it's working well, because it doesn't seem like there's just one prominent. Like with OVO, what they were trying to do, everybody knew it was still just Drake. Yeah. So it's never felt the same.
will never really work the way that this will.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Due to that leader factor.
Same thing with EXO. He probably like it'll be hard.
Odd Future. It was Tyler, but then Frank Ocean popped off, and then he was like, I'm kind of out of this, and then it kind of just went at whatever.
Yeah. That's what I just have a lot of respect for 88 Rising. A lot of respect for those
Great
guys.
name too.
Yeah. So Higher Brothers are a part of that collective. I think it's pretty dope what they're doing. I thought overall, so when I was listening to this, I thought in my head, if I was not from this country and I heard this song in their native countries, I think it would slap really, really hard. Like, I thought about that. I was like, man, this is hard, I bet. Like, over there in a club, some of these songs come on, they're going nuts.
Yeah.
And they're good. Like, Do It Like Me featuring JID. I just love JID right now. really good song.
Yeah, they got great features. They have
Great
connections.
features.
That shows.
Huge, yeah.
You have to have connections to get features like Schoolboy Q, JID. And to me, just those two right there, to me, says that TDE appreciates what 88 Rising is doing.
They do. I think they really do. I think like all the spitters are understanding like what they're trying to do and not really like judging off of appearance or anything like that. So I thought overall it was good. My favorite song is Do It Like Me featuring JID. Won't Believe Me is a good song. Need Me Now, Guap Dad 4000 is ridiculous. Ridiculous as in just hilarious. Flexing So Hard is no features, but that song's good too. Yeah, man, listen to it. Higher Brothers, 5 stars. What's funny is the music I listen to that people go into different languages, it's usually Spanish. So I am a little thrown off sometimes when they speak half and half and they'll like start a verse. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know what he's saying. I can guess with Spanish. I can sometimes like guess what it is if they're doing Spanglish, but yeah, I can't do it when it's them just going into their random tongue. I'm just like, oh, that's sick. So shout out to them. Higher Brothers, 5 stars. You would like it. I think you'll like it. Listen to it.
Speaking of different languages, perfect segue. What did you feel about Diplo's album?
Diplo, I thought it was good. He put out He put out an album that was all Europeans called Europa. I thought it was good. I only got through 4, and that's not for lack of trying. I just didn't have time to listen to all 6, but I got through the first 4. The best beat I thought was Dip Rar featuring Busy and Ramix. Diplo's at this point now where he can kind of do whatever he wants. I think that's obvious. Yeah. I think he's just like, yeah, I'll just make this album and just like make
he
this.
He goes with whatever
Major
the flow
Lazer,
is.
like, yeah, let's go. He's just doing whatever. So shout out to Dip. I thought it was pretty good.
I listened to that one Major Lazer song. It was like, na, 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 na. All we want is...
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name of that song. Somebody's yelling at it.
I know. That song's hard, though.
Oh, my gosh. It slaps so hard.
Did you listen to Tyler Yahweh?
No.
I think it's... Oh, is he saying Tyler the God then? Is that what he's doing? It's an interesting way to say that, if that's what he's saying. We should mention Eminem re-released an expanded version of the Slim Shady LP. It was not new.
Kidding. That's... Somebody got super... They were like...
They're like, what? I'm going to... After I finish this Mountain Dew, I'm getting this Cheetos. Because it's Eminem, baby. For life. Dude. Yeah, shout out to Eminem. Slim Shady.
He did snap on this project.
My favorite Eminem project is the Marshall Mathers LP. When I first heard this, I was still a little scared of him, but I think that this is a good project for sure. I like all the different mixed versions of Guilty Conscience.
It's just and to me, it shows like people like Tyler the Creator wouldn't be around without Eminem.
No,
they bridged the gap. He bridged the gap with very dark comedy.
Yeah. It's directly a kid of that. Just the fact that he was able to get away with his album cover.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Giggs dropped Big Bad. If you don't know Giggs, he is a friend of the Drizzy Drake, friend of the show as well. Big Bad. So one thing about Giggs that I've learned when I've listened to stuff before this, he is very much still like a underground rapper over there. Like, so over there, Stormzy is Drake because he's won the awards.
J Block.
Yeah, kind of pretty much. Yeah. Like Stormzy wins the awards, the Brits over there. He performs under like rain, waterfalls and stuff.
Oh,
he has all the
Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, Stormzy's nuts over there.
He hasn't come out with an album in like
he's been
year.
like hanging out, bro.
When did that come out?
That came out
April?
at like the 17. That came out in 17. It's been that
was
long.
season 1?
Yeah. Season 1, because I remember talking about Gang Signs Prayer. Yeah,
I know. I remember talking about the album. That was 17, huh?
Yeah, Stormzy, and over there, Stormzy's huge, very, very huge. Giggs is still like a underground guy. The only reason that I think more emphasis is put on because of the Drake features and the Drake. That's why people like have a lot into it. But it's like Stormzy and Skepta up here Gigs up here, even Dave Santan is above Gigs as far as like hype goes. But if you want like the street, Gigs
so is he
like
Future now. Actually, is Future a better comparison?
Yeah,
Like he's still known, he's still hype, but his status isn't where it
like you throw him on in the hood clubs in Britain and they go nuts.
Yeah.
But he can't perform at the Brits. There's people that will still be like, I don't really know who he is. So shout out to Gigs. He had some features, and what's crazy about this is the Drake effect is real. These features are partially due to him being on Drake's song and people knowing about him and hearing about him and things like that. Some of these songs are mixed weird. Like the sound. Did you... Is that just me? It was like...
I can't... Okay. I can... This... This is a gentleman who... his feature verses are the perfect amount of time where I can appreciate it.
Yeah. And then it gets too bad.
Other than that, I can't handle, like... I couldn't handle everything.
I give the project like a C just because I would rather be shorter.
Yeah, see?
Guap Expenses, Wretch 32. I like Wretch a lot. It was good.
Also, like, you guys out there, you don't need to capitalize all of your titles.
You don't.
It's kind of... he's saying it like he raps it.
Yeah, he is.
Set it off.
But whenever I see that, I'm like, I'm scared. Like, if you're giving me that, if you're giving me that, then yeah, I'm scared. Don't Go Hungry with Labyrinth. I like Labyrinth a lot. That was good too. So shout out to Gigs. It's called Big Bad. You don't know. Big time.
You don't know it.
Forward. We're going to go with Trouble in Paradise, L.A. Every life has an ending. Dobie, give the people some background on L.A. Just so that they kind of know.
I don't want to go too far because I said something. I don't know if you saw it, but they were... So Xavier and L.A. were in a group together.
Yeah.
And they were mentioning something back and forth that I said, "Come a long way from," and I named the album that they're on, and they both, LA tweeted back, he's like, "Shut up, dummy, I'm about to block you." And then Xavier said, "Shh." Which I found so funny.
Yeah, they don't. I tweeted, this is like 2 years ago. I tweeted Xavier. He said like there's something about long drawn out tones in music or something, and then I replied, I was like, Elijah. He was like, I was like, all right. Like they totally block out that part for sure of their careers. That was my song, by the way. You have everything you need. That song's hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
LA,
but
Trouble
they had
in
to get there. That's where they learned. But it's very cool to like. That's such a sweet, awesome story that we've been literally witnessing them since like 2009, 2010. Yeah. And so LA is somebody who ups and downs. I think he's learned the issues with music industry. There was a time that he was going to be with Maybach Music, I believe, and then I don't know what happened with that. I don't need to get into the deets. And I think it was a lot of trying to find his sound, trying to find his moves and everything. And Pharrell is one of his greatest influences. Mm-hmm. And I believe he said something, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, you should really start to make music for women because women are the number one of the rotators of music. They're the ones who are going to be buying your albums. They're the ones who are going to be coming out. Like they're the number one supporters overall. And I really feel like this album, he really took that to heart in these 2 years of preparation.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has found his pocket, and I feel like he enjoys where he's in. Within this 2 years of putting everything together, I feel like every single project he's put out, it sounds crisp. It sounds more complete. It sounds more thorough. Mm-hmm. It sounds more educated, if I can even use that in a term. Mm-hmm. I honestly, I didn't feel like any songs were bad.
Right.
I can say that, right? You know, I didn't feel like there was anything that was bad on this at all. The only one that maybe I personally just didn't feel like I got anything out of it was Wicked. But at the same time, I understand when you kind of had an album that felt, for the majority of it, is so R&B driven. You know, you want to break away a little bit and, you know, throw a little bit of a club record in there. It's a fun record. It didn't do anything for me. That's just a personal opinion there. I felt like all of his features were very deliberate and thought out. Sanctuary's crazy with Big Crit. That's a great song. Hennessy, when you listen to this album from front to back, that is actually a very, very good record.
Hennessy's good.
Very, very good record. That's one song that gets stuck in my head all the time. The Wale song is nuts. The Wale song needs to get pushed.
I'm so tired of people fronting on Wale, dude. Like, Wale's so dope.
That song is great.
Yeah.
That song is great. The song with 7 at the end was good.
That song is a song that's stuck in my head. I love Moments with 7th Streeter. She's underrated too.
And that's why I said I feel like everything was well thought out. And the project, sorry for the scratching, my dog's trying to get in. So yeah, I really like this project. I do feel like it's from front to back LA's best project. I feel like nostalgia wise though, my favorite is Aura. Just nostalgic wise, there was something about that project for me. It's kind of like when you look at So Far Gone and we're like, oh, that's so good, that's so good. But then we always talk about comparing it to something like Nothing Was the Same. And we're like, but if you really break it down, Nothing Was the Same is absolutely insane from a polish standpoint, from an album standpoint, this, and this, and this. So I really still feel like LA has a place in this industry. I feel like it's only getting a matter of time before he's getting more and more features. He's getting more and more endorsements. I know he's been performing at festivals here and there and stuff like that. And it's absolutely crazy to see where this man has come from, to see the direction that he's taken. And I know it can only be hard for him going through this. And also, too, I don't know if anybody has seen his press run, but also that's been dope. He has like a whole animated videos and everything that he put together for this. And the cover is very dope.
Yeah. For me, Sanctuary, Moments with 7th Streeter, Hennessy, like Dobie said, was good. And Still Mine with Wale. Those are my favorite songs, but overall it's a good project. I give people 2 points out the gate when there's an intro and an interlude. I just love theatrics. So when there's like that type of thought, you know, you're telling me a story, you're shaping it. You're telling me with an intro and an interlude or an outro that you had a point.
Yeah.
And now I'm judging whether you made that point, but you had a point to prove, and I think that's dope. Just shows thought.
Yeah, I think Hennessy is my favorite song still after all that.
It's Trouble in Paradise, L.A. It's out right now. He's one away, I think. I think he's going to be that guy that catches one, and people are going to think he came out of nowhere. He's going to catch one.
And then you look at his discography, and they're like, oh, my God.
He's going to catch one.
Where has he been? Where has he been my whole life?
So, L.A., Trouble in Paradise, make sure you go get that. Anything else you listen to?
Yeah, scroll up. You missed one. Top right.
Oh, yeah. Eric Bellinger and Lil Pump.
Yeah.
So, Lil Pump, Harvard dropout. Of course, I Love It is on here. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I Love It's on here. So, this is probably going to go gold just based off of the I Love It hype. For me, this solidified what I thought about him, and that is he won't be around very long. He may be an entity that we know, his name, like the Yachty's. Like Yachty has a better chance of putting out something that will strike harder, but
right. He's reached his plateau, and he's just gonna stay there and slowly dwindle.
Yeah,
the next like Chief Keef.
Yep. So yeah, let's get it. What do you think?
I listened to this after I listened to Offset's album, and I was like,
yeah.
After what I just got from Offset, and I have to hear this dumb
made
music.
Offset sound like J. Cole, didn't he?
Right. No, for real. For real. No lies.
Yeah.
No lies detected. Whatever, dude. He's got flow. I'll give him that. He has like a flow. Yeah, he knows how to bounce on the track.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Nothing for me.
Yeah. Harvard Dropout. It's out right now. Lil Pump.
Somebody's like, how you gonna be dressed like you graduated but you a dropout?
So nuts. Eric Bellinger, The Rebirth 2. He's a good singer. I like him a lot.
Don't.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You're doing what Christians used to do and make Reese's t-shirts. Come on, man.
Tell them what they can't see. Tell them what you're referring to.
Sorry. So, like, for the Ready Player One, this man literally just put Ready Player One, and like he was like, "Hey, man, you good for Photoshop?" And he's like, "Oh, bet." Hey.
It was Offset's guy, probably.
He's like, "Bet, bro." He's like, "All right, dude. Like, can you put like my face on it and like retro look and like put like we'll put the album title like right in the middle of the goggles, like just like they have in Ready Player One, but it's gonna say The Rebirth, and you're gonna put 2 right there, and then like don't make me clean shaven, like make me have a little bit of scruff. Can you do that? And he's like, yeah, bro.
The album art is trash. It's trash.
Dude, come on.
Eric Bellinger, though, he can sing and he can make songs. Type of Way featuring
God
Chris
is
Brown.
The future.
God, stop it. Type of Way featuring Chris Brown. Back It Up featuring BJ the Chicago Kid, and More of Your Love featuring Neo. The features that I love. And he has some great features. Neo's on here. It's a combination of the last project too.
Yeah, I didn't. No.
But there's some good stuff on here if you like R&B. That's for sure. Type of Way, Chris Brown. If it had a push, I think it could be big. So shout out to Eric Bellinger and his Ready Player One album. Was that all?
I think so.
I think. Now we have to. I know you've seen it. There's been a lot in the.
What's going on?
Twitter sphere, YouTube sphere. We have talked to you guys about a guy named St. John. We have to give a shout out to him. Collection 2 is dropping. I think he said in April. So looking forward to that. It's gonna be nuts.
I'm interested to see what it's gonna sound like because all of his projects lately, or all of his singles, have been a lot more raw than the actual album. And I think though he's noticed. I'm sure on tour he's noticed that people still do really like songs like Selfish and songs like what was that? The Internet.
God Bless the Internet.
God Bless the Internet. And I mean, anytime you get signed to management like that to that extent shows that they trust your talent. And also too, I think that man's charisma has gotten him through so many doors.
I've never heard and someone asked, it might have been, I can't remember who asked him how old he was, and he said that he didn't want to say because he doesn't believe in boxes. Like he doesn't want people to think he's too young to be where he is or too old to be where he is. So I don't know how old this guy is, but if you listen to St. John interviews, watch St. John interviews. I just watched his Angie Martinez interview. He is like the most like intelligent, well-spoken, thought-provoking guy.
Yeah.
Like that's why when Joe asked him, are you a plant? I laughed because like he is very manicured. Like,
yeah. Then he said something about being smart. He's like, you finished school?
like when people like think of industry plants though, and you have like these perfect like little cookie cutter thing. That's not what I mean. But the part of an industry plant that knows exactly how to. He's just media trained already.
I didn't know he wrote for people though.
Yeah.
That's where it stemmed from. I mean, it was kind of like Jason Derulo when he dropped and he came out that smash hit.
Right.
But he's been around the industry long enough.
For a while.
He knew how to navigate.
Yeah, and there's been Neo wrote for people. Like he's definitely not the first to do this, but he is very well spoken. He is a lot. For those that don't know, he just signed to Circle of Success, which is Cream Biggs Burke. Which Cream Biggs Burke was 1/3
what a wild name.
he was 1/3 of the brotherhood that built Rockefeller Records. He went to jail because he was trafficking some marijuana. But being in the streets, he was kind of the silent partner in the group that helped fund Rockefeller Records. So when he goes away, it was pretty sad for Jay and for Dame, just because that guy's drug money probably helped start a lot of that label stuff. So
Yeah.
But shout out to Biggs. That's a dope pickup. If you're gonna pick, it's crazy because what he essentially did, his last project that he ever worked on was College Dropout. So he went to jail and like hadn't worked on a project since, as far as management and A&Ring and getting a project together. So it's almost like you have a free reign to start a team. You're a GM and you pick St. John. Like, that's crazy. That's really dope. And I think if anyone can do it, St. John can do it. Songs like Selfish are just nuts. And knowing that he wrote for other people, his album makes a lot more sense too. Like songs like Selfish.
Well, I remember there was that one song I was like, yo, T-Pain would have smashed this. This sounds like old T-Pain songs, stuff like that.
Yeah. So shout out to him. I just wanted to recognize it's always good seeing an artist that like we say on this podcast that that people listening probably don't know who he is.
Yeah.
And then they get some notoriety and you're like, yes.
His
like,
brand's a little too much for me, but
his brand's a lot. But
he does that on purpose.
Yes, he does.
Just
100%.
He does it for shock value.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Christian Sex Club for those of you, and he's not partaking in actual Christian marriage sex. Okay, so this is what makes it risque.
He's not partaking in actual Christian marriage sex.
No, for real. I'm about to buy Mary some Christian sex.
Oh my
socks.
gosh. It's a Christian sex socks. That's a lot to say. Christian sex socks.
Maybe I'll put on your Christian sex.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to our loosie goosies. Hit some horns. Hit something for the people.
Christian sex socks.
Guys, our loosey goosies, the singles that came out. Let's see, what haven't we talked? Tierra Wack. Tierra Wack is back.
Yo, imagine if he signed Tierra Wack.
Yes, Only Child. This is what I'm talking about. We told you about They. We told you about St. John. We've told you about Tierra Wack. Tierra Wack, if you remember, was in both Dobie and I's. Her album was in both of our end of 2018 lists.
Yeah.
For our special episode that we did for you guys. So Tierra Wack, she came out with Wack World. This is her first, it's nuts to say, right? Her first full-length song. That's what she just put out. It's crazy to say that, though. Only Child.
Was it?
It's out right now, yeah.
Jeez.
Her first full-length song. Only Child, out right now. This song is nuts. I don't know what to say. I almost don't know what to say about her. She's just really unique. She's extremely unique, extremely talented. It's just her time.
It's not even, all industry people love her.
Yeah.
All rappers know her.
It's a matter of time.
Her project was one of those like, yo, you heard this girl named Tierra Wack? Mm-hmm. No, bro, sit down. Listen to this. This girl's crazy. I need a Childish Gambino Tierra Wack song.
I need a Andre 3000 Tierra Wack song too.
Yeah.
I just need all of the combinations.
See, I like Childish Gambino more just because her style just reminds me of him.
It does.
Just the quirky, you never know what you're gonna get, but when they just want to snap, they'll snap.
I guess I'd say that because like I can see her making a Hey Ya, like randomly.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can see her in a music video like Hey Ya based on her music video she put out. I don't know, but she's nuts.
She's gonna be loved by everybody.
It's a matter of time before she catches one, and when she does, she is gone. She's out here. John Mayer, he dropped. I guess I just feel like a little bit of a sleeper, and when I say sleeper, I just mean like it didn't have a lot of impact. I feel like John Mayer is at this point in his career where he's just putting stuff out. I don't think it has like any like real rhyme
I guess I just feel like it.
Or reason. Yeah, I guess I just feel like good song, but it's just not like a really super impactful song, I should say. There's some Spider-Verse remixes that came out as well. Sonder is back, and they dropped What You Heard. This means Brent Faiyaz is in the studio, which means a solo project from him or Sonder. I don't care. Either one is coming soon. What you heard is the single from Sonder. I am so very happy about this. Once again, these songs aren't like these big hits, but they feel smooth and good. That sounds...
They are smooth.
Hey, yo.
Smooth.
Hey,
You need that smooth. You call up Brent Fire.
Hey, yo.
Fire. Yeah, singles weren't a lot. It was mainly big smash albums.
I agree with you. I did listen to T-Pain a million times featuring OT Genesis. I feel like OT Genesis,
It
someone
like
is...
you said, I listened to T-Pain a million times.
Oh. I listened to T-Pain
A
million times.
Featuring
OT Genesis. I feel like someone at labels like keeps pressing a button on OT Genesis. Like he's on a lot of like random stuff all the time, and I'm just like, do you have just like a
They
lot
got
of
his
friends?
management
Like,
calling. Hey, T-Pain. So, OT Genesis, what do you think of him, man? Pretty good, huh? Well, right now we're running a little bit of a discount.
a little bit of discount.
A little favor for you.
yeah, yeah. Have you ever seen the Fire Festival documentary and what somebody do for some gallons of water? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
So, about that. So, literally, we usually charge about 10 grand per feature. And get this, just T-Pain, come here, listen.
Let's go.
I like you.
Yeah.
And I think OT likes you. And I
Yeah.
think you guys would come up with a good song. You'll make you millions.
Yeah.
We'll do it for 5.
Yeah.
It's only special. Only special.
I don't
right
like
now.
nicknames that are like hard to say quick. OT. It's
OT.
just weird.
OT.
Where you at? You over at OT's house? His name is probably Ryan.
But T-Pain is just as long.
But you used to say Payne.
Pain.
Go to Payne's house.
Yeah, I said a really bad joke at work today because his name is Jason and his other friend was Garrett. And he's like, all right, Jay, I'll see you later. And he's like, all right, G. And I was like, oh, first letter basis, are we?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Is Mary pregnant yet? Because that's a dad joke.
Oh, I've already got those lined up all day. You've known me to make those kind of jokes
Gosh.
my entire life.
That's nutty. I like that.
All right, M.
All right, D.
My name's Yabad.
Yep. All right. I can't.
Yeah,
I cannot. Yeah, I think that's most of the singles. I think that's most of the singles that came out, guys. If we missed something, please let us know. Let us know. Anything else? Anything else we can talk about?
No. Top five. We've changed to the first of the month. It's just easier for us to remember. So, first of the month, ladies and gentlemen, top five. So hit us up on Daps_pounds if there are any topics that you want us to do the top five for. And yes, whenever we say top five, we have to repeat it 3 times.
Top five.
Top five.
Guys, we are going to close out this beautiful, remarkable, humbling, and sexual show the only way we know how. That's 101 conversation starters for couples.
Are the couples.
Dobie, what you got this week?
What is something that occurred this past year that you are especially thankful for? What you thankful for?
Honestly, my first job out of college, I was let go from. Well, I signed a release. It's a weird situation, but I signed a release and took a buyout for. Was let go from that company, and I started working at another company that was like super grassroots, like the bottom of the marketing world, and I'm super thankful for it. Like in all actuality, it made me a lot more marketable because once you know how to do local marketing, your national is a lot easier. Like my job now at my company is completely the opposite of local, but I understand how to produce materials and produce online presence for decentralized locations and centralized locations and locations that are in a struggling marketplace and things like that, because I did the work on the local scene. So I'm super thankful and happy and grateful for that whole situation, the whole opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've been looking at any places in St. Louis?
Well, there's an office in St. Louis, so I can transfer over and then
makes sense.
And then make my next move. So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That makes that transition way easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably just my church, just because of that whole situation was super stressful or whatnot, and we really liked where we plugged in. Just a lot of good people there. And nothing but good things to say about Vale Church. So yeah, that's probably what I'm thankful for within the last year for sure.
Heck yeah.
Heck
like
yeah.
That. I like that. Guys, we thank you. This is a good episode.
Yeah.
I like this episode.
Late nights.
I like you guys a lot. Happy birthday, Ric Flair.
Woo!
Woo!
Shout out to Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Look at me, buddy.
I'm done with you.
Look at me. His cancer's in remission, ladies and gentlemen.
I am done with you. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the clip and almost teared up. I'm not gonna lie.
No, and what's crazy is like I remember watching, and then Eli was cussing at the TV, just so upset. But anytime, I don't care who it is, I don't care.
Oh man!
Anytime that somebody comes out of cancer fighting it like that, good on them. I'm sure that was just a super emotional moment for him as well. Being everything that he's been through, so that's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Shout out to Roman Reigns for being in remission. Shout out to Ric Flair. It is his birthday. Woo.
Hey, let's go to when they come to Peoria.
I feel like that's coming up really soon,
it is.
actually.
Let's go. I want to go.
Yeah, I'm down. Let me look into it.
Yeah, I want to go just for the kicks.
The pageantry of it.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I mean, why not? We don't do anything in Peoria anyway.
It's like going to the circus. Like wrestling started at circus. Literally under tents.
I just remember that time I won tickets and we went, but then that one moment happened and you're like, this is actually a big deal, dude.
No, it was a big deal because Paul Bearer had not been back in the WWE for like almost 15 years. He brought back The Undertaker with the old school gold urn. He was against his brother Kane. Kane was burning a fire a long time ago in the early 90s. And that
all in Peoria. No, we drove to Bloomington? Yeah, we drove to Bloomington.
Went to the hookah. We went to the hookah spot.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the $5.
That was the hardest hookah spot in the world.
Yeah.
Like they gave you a rig and it was like $5 and you could just chill in there and smoke all day. We're like, what?
And then we left and then they're like, yeah, just come back with your tip, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I had Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Dude, what a time.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, let's go again.
All right. New music, wrestling, old music talk, best friends, life, everything.
Let's get a round of applause.
Round of applause. What an amazing episode. Guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Malky. To my left, we have
Delby.
Represent two mics.
Two friends.
Nope.
What? Oh, did I say Delby?
Wait. I don't know. I don't remember. All right.
I thought I said Delby.
You did. I think I said two mics. And I thought we were wrong, but we were right. Guys, thank you so much. My name is Malky. To my left, we have
Dobie.
Represent two mics,
two friends,
and one show.
The Daps and Pound Show. Gang.
Gang. Shout out to the shout out. Gang, gang, gang.
Gah!